When you're in this journey of semen retention, men are gonna be your biggest obstacle. And that could be applied to anyone. That could go out to anyone in your life, men or women. But the reason I say men is because the backlash that you're gonna get from men is gonna be a lot different than that of women. Now, women just want to take your energy because they feel the attraction and they are takers of energy. I talked about that in my last video, but I feel like I don't talk about how men are gonna act around you, specifically weak men, in this semen retention journey. Now, I did talk about it in the past with my older videos that I had deleted, but not in the sense of how to act accordingly to when you have guys coming at you, playing tricks on you, joking around. You understand what I mean? And if you've been in this journey for a long time, you understand where I'm coming from. You understand what I'm talking about. And the longer and longer you go, you retain your seed, the more your presence is going to be felt, the more your energy and your positive energy, your aura emanates out there to the world. And with how long I've gotten in this journey, I feel like even the guys who I thought were nodding at me in respect because they felt it, even though they don't know that I'm in semen retention, even those guys are starting to switch up and show their true colors. It seems like no matter what feelings they have for me, who they may be, or if they even have anything personal against me, they could just be a stranger. I feel like every guy in my life, in one way or another, is in competition with me or has something against me. And you gotta be careful because these guys are, you may not even know it, but they're in secret competition with you, and they're just trying to put up this front as if they rock with you or they're on your side, and in actuality they're not on your side. And they'll throw these backhanded insults disguised as compliments or jokes because they can't say it right up to in your face. They can't be upfront with you, and that's okay. Actually, it'd be better if they do that. If they said that they didn't like you or come up to you and say, hey, you're this, or that's fine. At least there's dignity in that, and at least they're being honest. But they can't even do that. Instead, what they do is they be condescending. They'll be condescending. They'll patronize you, because for them to be upfront and just admit that they don't like you, that will get rid of their alleyway of getting to interact with you and being able to play these tricks on you. And they can't do that, right? So I've been experiencing a lot of this at work recently, even in my earlier stages of semen retention, but more than ever at work. Guys switching up on me, guys who I don't have any friends, but I do have people I talk to at work. I don't really go to work to make friends. I just go in there, do what I need to do. I'm just making a living, trying to be as professional as I can. So even in my personal life, I don't have any friends. I have people who I associate with, that I work with, say in business, for example, family members, you understand where I'm coming from, but I don't even have anyone that's close to me personally. And that's just what happens when you get on senior attention. You start to cut off the people in your life who you thought were close to you, and then you realize that, you know, there's really no one in the world that resonates or that can relate to what you're going through, and that are on the same path as you. So I'm a lot more defiant in where I stand in that. Anyways, guys at work who I thought were cool with me, just giving me all kinds of weird energy and grouping up, gang stalking me. You have to realize that all of this is happening for a reason, and that while it may be personal with them because you're bringing out their insecurities, whenever you come around, whenever you hop in that room, you're the most highest vibrating energy in that room, not just at work but anywhere. But let's just keep it with work because that's the easiest thing for me to use an example as. Every time I show up to work, you know, I have guys watching me, watching my every move, and some of them are conspiring to take me down in groups, like not even just one or two guys. No, I have whole groups of guys coming at me, you know, talking behind my back. And I'm not stupid. When you're an SR, you can see through this stuff and you know what's going on. You can just feel it in the air. Whenever they're talking to you, you could see it in their eyes. And man, whenever you look at these guys' eyes, they can't even look at you for more than a second, but when you do gaze up on their eyes, you could see that intimidation in them. It's clear as day. But yeah, understand, even though it is personal with them, they also don't understand that you're in semen retention. I hope you guys aren't telling guys at your work or in your life that about your journey in semen retention, because, well, I recommend that you don't, because oftentimes it does come back to bite you, like it did with me the first time I told guys about my journey. I told my friends about this journey. They didn't care. They were already denying it, already, you know, not even putting it into consideration or not giving it any thought, just saying that it was placebo and that doesn't work. But yeah, they don't know that you're in semen retention. These guys that are coming at you, they don't know. But because of the negative forces that be, because we live in the spiritual world, when you're in semen retention, you tap into the spiritual world and you begin to see things on an energetic level, on a spiritual level. It's the negative forces that are using them as a vessel to want to try and play these games on you, and it's all in hopes to get your energy. Well, not necessarily take it, but they want to see you lose your energy, and they don't even realize this. They just on a subconscious level, they feel like when they're joking with you, and it's not even the kind of jokes that are funny. Like I said, they're patronizing. It's the kind of jokes too in which you guys know what I'm talking about. When they come at you, it's like you can't respond to them. There's no way of you being able to play in with these jokes that they're making. It's very one-sided. It's not funny for all parties. It's just funny to them. So they'll talk shit, but disguise it as compliments, as jokes, all in hopes to take your energy, to watch you overreact. They're trying to poke fun at you, trying to get in your nerves. And I've experienced this a few days ago when I was working with this one guy who was constantly just trying to make me look like a douchebag, pretty much. I don't know, I'm not going to go into detail into it, but he was playing these jokes and there was a woman there. It was so obvious that he was trying to get me to slip up in front of this female, or to make me look like a fool in front of this woman. Now, what I did, I just literally walked away, and I don't usually do that, especially at work. In public, I would just walk away, and if you guys are experiencing this in public, then I would recommend you just walk away or just don't even say anything. But this was at work, and I could have been putting my job at risk. That could have been detrimental, because when you walk away when someone says something to you at work, that could be seen as hostile behavior. I don't know, I just felt like doing it. I just walked away from him dead ass. And he kept on doing it. He just kept on repeating like these jokes at me in front of this woman. It was always in front of this specific female. And I just stayed calm, cool, and collect, while also being respectful and what's the word I'm looking for? While also, yeah, just being respectful and professional, but doing everything I can to not give him my energy, to not overreact, because when they play these tricks on you, they want you to overreact. They want you to be emotional, to get you. They're rage baiting you, essentially. That's just it. They're rage baiting you, but you can't fall for it, guys. You can't fall for it, because they're trying to take your energy. And even if you do fall for it, which is a mistake, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you still have the upper hand just by you being in retention. You can make mistakes like that. I recommend that you don't, but it's not a good sight to be overly emotional or to be reacting to stupid nonsense like that. And even nowadays, that stuff doesn't faze me at all. Then way before, when I wasn't in retention, or even my earlier stages of retention, because I've gotten so long to this journey to a point to where that's not gonna do me in. There's no way, because I've gone through a lot in my life. Well, specifically in this retention journey, even within this past few weeks, when you're in retention, you attract positive energy and good fortune, but at the same time, it's like you're faced with a lot of hard obstacles that you do have to go through, a lot of misfortunes actually that you will go through. And you have to understand that it is just the negative forces out there that want you to feel like you're not on the right path, so they can make you think that, oh well, you know, life is not going my way, or I had these things happening to me, I might as well, you know, relapse. And you can't fall for it. You have to see it as it's a test. You have to see it as a test. And even if it has nothing to do with retention, that should be your mental state. That should be your mentality, is that everything's a test. Any form of misfortune that happens to you is trying to get you to relapse, and you can't fall for it. So when guys come at me and they're trying to, you know, get me to overreact, or trying to make me feel like I'm an outcast, or, you know, fucking with me, even though I'm just minding my own business, doing my thing, it doesn't faze me. It doesn't piss me off. It doesn't even piss me off anymore, because even with just the last few weeks of stuff that I've had to gone through, it's nothing in comparison to that. And it doesn't matter what it is. I could be hit by a car, seriously injured. I could have my house burned down, could lose a lot of money, you know. And don't get me wrong, I don't want that stuff to happen to me. It's just the way I see things now is that anything's better than a relapse at this point. If I were to relapse right now, that's like death to me. That's like the equivalent of death, even though I'm not actually dead. Spiritually, I'm dead. I'm alive, but I'm not. You understand? So these guys, they see that in you. They see that you have a lot to lose. And when they try to play these games on you, they try to test you, and you're not reacting like what I did with this one guy. It pisses them off. So even though I used work as an example, you guys don't have to just walk away like I did or say nothing like I did. If you're at work, be cognizant, be aware of where you're at. If you're at work, be as professional as you can when this stuff does occur. And again, if it's in public, don't give them energy at all. Just walk away. I've had guys, like actually the past week, when I was at a coffee shop, I literally had this dude, for whatever reason, I was behind him in line, and he just turned around and told me that he wanted to punch me in the face. He said something like, "Oh, do you want to punch in the face?" And I was just shook. Like, I asked him, "Whoa, like what happened? What did I do?" And he didn't tell me what I did. He was just like, "You know what you did." And I was just really confused. Like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what's going on? What did I do? And he just kept asking me, "Hey, do you want to punch in the face? I'll fucking kick your ass, bitch." It's ridiculous. It's like, you would have no idea what these guys have against you, what it is that they're dealing with, but for whatever reason. And this was a stranger too. This dude was a flat out stranger. I've never met him in my life, and he wanted to pick a fight on me. So you got to be careful with where you're taking your energy and what kind of energy you're giving out to people. Trying to keep a low profile, especially places like work, places that you go to in your everyday life. Because you having this SR energy alone, people are already trying to find reasons to knuckle up with you and to play these tricks with you again. And that's part of the reason as to why, me personally, I don't have any friends. It's impossible to have friends in this journey. It's just not happening. Again, you can be cool with people, you can work with them, that's cool. You gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day, but I just don't see myself having friends anymore in this journey. I have family, I have, again, business partners, but no, the way I see it is that it doesn't matter who it is, one way or another, they're gonna have something against you. So yeah, just watch out for weak men out there that are intimidated by you. Understand that it's not really them, it's the demonic forces out there that are controlling them, and they know not what they do. You guys heard of that scripture, they know not what they do. It's very true in this instance and what I'm talking about. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, I'm gonna try and make more videos. I think the next one I have coming up is about the difference between semen retention and NoFap. And another one I came up with was a video on why women don't exist. and why women are not women today. They're not ladylike. So be on the lookout for that. I'll try and get those done as soon as I can. So yeah, peace out.